When you're thinking, you're actually listening. But have you ever wondered who or what you're listening to? Is it your voice or something deeper? That constant chatter narrating your life, doubting decisions, replaying memories. What is it? Why does it control you? You are not your thoughts, you're the one who hears them. Most people live trapped in mental chatter, mistaking it for reality. But freedom is possible. What if you could break free from your mind's limits? Live with clarity and peace? The mind thrives on keeping you busy, thinking, worrying, regretting. While you're caught in its grip, life passes by. You miss the beauty of being present. We'll explore how to silence the noise and connect with the deeper you beyond thoughts. Take a deep breath. Let this be the start of rediscovering the real you behind the noise. The voice isn't you. Understand this, and you'll never see thoughts the same way. When alone with your thoughts, what do you hear? Most have a voice that never stops analyzing, criticizing, replaying. But here's the truth. That voice isn't you. Pause. If you can observe the voice, you're separate from it. This realization brings inner peace. The voice exists to protect you, but often creates chaos instead. It replays arguments, invents worries. Imagine watching a sunset while someone whispers constant commentary. That's your inner voice, so busy narrating you miss the moment. To break free, first observe it. Notice its patterns without judgment. This creates space between you and the chatter. The voice thrives on attention. Step back and its power fades. You're not the actor in its drama, but the audience. Thoughts come and go like clouds. You are the sky, vast and unchanging. This is inner freedom, knowing you're the awareness behind thoughts. That inner voice exists to protect you. It helps predict dangers and make sense of life. But in its overzealous attempts to protect, it creates mental chaos instead. It replays arguments, anticipates problems, and often invents worries that never happen. Imagine watching a breathtaking sunset at the movies while someone whispers constant commentary. Why that color? Will it rain? What's next? That's your inner voice, narrating life so incessantly you miss simply experiencing it. The path to freedom starts with observation. Right now, close your eyes and listen to your thoughts. Are they analyzing this? Planning your next task? Doubting this practice? Just notice how the voice acts autonomously, as if it has its own life. Here's the crucial insight. The voice isn't you. It's just mental patterns. When you observe it without judgment, you create space between yourself and the chatter. This space is freedom, where you experience life directly, unfiltered by constant mental noise. The voice thrives when you believe its stories, but when you step back and witness it, its power weakens. You're no longer the actor in its drama, but the calm audience. Remember, the goal isn't to silence the voice, that's impossible, but to recognize thoughts as passing clouds. You are the sky, vast and undisturbed beneath them. This understanding, that you're the awareness behind thoughts, brings profound peace. Now apply this to emotions. Most suffering comes not from events themselves, but from clinging to them. Painful memories, anger, fears, they only define you if you hold on. Emotions need to flow like energy. When you resist or replay them, they become stuck energy, baggage that grows heavier over time. The key isn't to avoid emotions, but to let them move through you without taking up permanent residence. Think about it. When someone says or does something that hurts you, what happens next? The event might pass in minutes, but your mind replays it over and over, analyzing every detail. You feel the pain as if it's happening again and again. The truth is, it's not the event hurting you anymore. It's your inability to let it go. But letting go isn't about forgetting or pretending something didn't happen. It's about freeing yourself from the grip it has on you. It's about allowing emotions to rise, to be felt, and then to move on. And two, here's a simple but profound realization. Emotions are temporary. Anger, sadness, fear, they're like waves in the ocean. They rise, peak, and eventually fade away. But if you try to fight the wave, if you resist it or hold on to it, you'll be dragged under. Let me guide you through a practice right now. Think of something that's been weighing on you, an argument, a regret, or even a worry about the future. Notice how it feels in your body. Is there a tightness in your chest? A knot in your stomach? Don't judge it or try to push it away, just let it be there. Now take a deep breath. As you exhale, imagine that tightness loosening, that knot unraveling. Say to yourself, I see you, I feel you, and I release you. Keep breathing gently, allowing the emotion to flow through you. This is the power of surrender, not as weakness, but as freedom. When you stop fighting your emotions, you create space for them to pass. You let go of the story your mind is telling and simply feel what's there. Of course, letting go isn't always easy. Some emotions are deeply rooted, tied to past experiences that left scars. But even then, the key is the same. Feel the emotion, but don't become it. Watch it, but don't let it define you. Here's another practice. When you feel an intense emotion, label it. Say, this is anger, or this is sadness. By naming it, you separate yourself from it. You remind yourself that it's just an emotion, not who you are. Because the truth is, life isn't about avoiding pain. It's about moving through it. It's about allowing yourself to feel deeply, to experience fully, without getting stuck. And now that you've begun to release emotional baggage, let's turn to another source of inner tension, the illusion of control, and discover how surrendering can set you free. We all crave control, over our lives, over others, even over the unpredictable future. It gives us a false sense of security, as if micromanaging every detail could shield us from chaos. But the cruel irony is this: the more desperately we cling to control, the more life reveals how little of it we truly possess. And that realization, though terrifying at first, can become the key to a profound kind of freedom. Think of all the times you meticulously planned something, only for reality to laugh in your face. You rehearsed the perfect conversation, but the other person responded in a way you never anticipated. You mapped out your career with precision, yet here you are, somewhere entirely different. Maybe better, maybe worse, but definitely not what you scripted. The frustration is real, but so is the lesson. Control is a mirage. Life is too vast, too fluid, too beautifully chaotic to fit inside the rigid boxes we build for it. The weather won't clear up just because you prayed for sunshine. People won't follow the invisible scripts you wrote for them in your head. And the future? It unfolds on its own terms, indifferent to your spreadsheets and 5-year plans. When you obsess over control, you wage war against reality. You exhaust yourself trying to bend life to your will, like a child straining to hold a river in their hands. The tighter you grip, the more slips through your fingers. Stress becomes your default state. Anxiety thrives here, and for what? A fleeting illusion of command? But what if you surrendered? Not in defeat, but in trust. Trust that life's currents know where they're going even when you don't. Trust that you're resilient enough to handle detours. Try this now. Close your eyes. Think of one thing you're white-knuckling today. A relationship, a job, an outcome. Feel the tension in your body, the shallow breath, the buzzing fear. Now exhale and whisper, I release this. Letting go isn't passivity. It's focused effort without attachment to the result. It's showing up, doing your part, and releasing the rest, like a farmer who tends the soil but doesn't rage against the rain. Life moves like water. Fight the current, and you'll drown. Flow with it, and you'll reach shores you never imagined. The same applies to your inner world. Stop policing your emotions. Let them rise and fall like tides. Anger, grief, joy, they're not enemies to control, but messengers to heed. So repeat this mantra when the itch for control returns. I control what I can, my actions, my attitude. The rest, I release. The paradox? In surrender, you gain strength. In releasing, you find peace. The river knows the way. Stop swimming against it. Now that you've loosened your grip on control, let's explore how to live with an open heart, where freedom outweighs fear, and every day feels like a fresh canvas. Picture waking up light, unburdened by yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's anxieties. This is the art of living openly. Yet so many of us stay trapped behind self-made walls of past hurts, fear of judgment, or the need to appear invincible. How often have you swallowed your truth to avoid conflict? Turned down an opportunity because failure seemed inevitable? These walls pretend to protect you, but their real cost is your aliveness. They mute joy, dull connections, and turn life into a series of rehearsed motions. Living openly isn't about avoiding pain. It's about refusing to let pain dictate your capacity to feel. Start with your heart, your body's compass. When open, it fuels courage and connection. When closed, it breeds isolation. We armor up after heartbreak, mistaking scars for weakness. But vulnerability, true, unguarded presence, is the ultimate strength. It's the difference between existing and feeling alive. Yes, an open heart risks hurt, but it's the only way to experience love, joy, and belonging in their purest forms. Try this now. Recall a moment of unconditional love, a person, pet, or sunset. Feel it warm your chest. Now let that warmth radiate outward, through your ribs, your skin, into the air around you. This is your heart's natural state. Practice daily. Watch how the world softens in response. Presence is the next pillar. Most of us are ghosts in our own lives, haunted by past mistakes or future worries while the present slips by unnoticed. Reality only exists now. The scent of coffee, the weight of your body in a chair, a stranger's laugh. These are the threads of life you miss when you're lost in thought. Anchor yourself. Pause. Breathe. Name 3 things you hear, 2 you feel, 1 you smell. When your mind drifts, it will gently return. This is how you trade mental noise for quiet awe. Now bring this openness to others. We edit ourselves to fit in, then wonder why relationships feel shallow. Real connection demands honesty, the kind that makes your palms sweat. Next conversation, share something raw. I'm nervous, or this matters to me. Vulnerability invites vulnerability. Finally, say yes before you're ready. Perfect moments don't arrive. They're made when you leap despite the tremble in your knees. Skip the disclaimer. Send the text. Book the ticket. Fear shouts. Freedom whispers. Living openly isn't reckless abandon. It's the disciplined practice of choosing courage over comfort again and again. The walls? They crumble one yes at a time. True freedom isn't an escape from life's chaos. It's the unshakable stillness you carry through it. Not some future trophy to win, but the ground beneath your feet right now, buried under layers of fear and resistance. You want proof? Try this. Stop reading. Breathe. Feel the weight of your body. That quiet space between thoughts? That's freedom. Not the absence of storms, but the calm that persists within them. Most of us chase freedom like addicts, through control, achievements, or the delusion that if we just fix enough problems, we'll finally be free. But problems are infinite. Solve one, another appears. Real liberation begins when you stop confusing yourself with the voice in your head. Those relentless thoughts, I should, what if, they'll think, aren't commands. They're background noise. The moment you see them as passing weather, not facts, you break the first chain. Emotions are trickier. Freedom doesn't mean numbness, it means feeling fully without being ruled by what you feel. Anger rises. Let it scorch through you, but don't let it choose your words. Fear whispers. Thank it for trying to protect you, then step forward anyway. This is the alchemy. No emotion, no matter how violent, can endure unless you feed it with resistance or obsession. Let it move like a storm, loud, then gone. Here's the secret no one tells you. You don't need life to behave to be free. The perfect job, the flawless relationship, the universe finally cutting you a break. None of these are prerequisites. Freedom is what's left when you stop waiting for external conditions to align. It's the decision to breathe deep in traffic, to laugh when plans explode, to stay soft in a world that rewards armor. Practice this daily. When mental loops start spinning, whisper, "Not my circus, not my monkeys." Your thoughts aren't you. When emotions surge, drop the story. Just feel the raw energy in your body, heat, tightness, tremors, without labeling it good or bad. When life goes off script, it will. Ask, what if this isn't an obstacle, but a pivot? The ultimate rebellion isn't a grand gesture. It's the micro moments, choosing curiosity over judgment when someone irritates you, letting go of an argument you could win but don't need to, sitting with loneliness instead of numbing it with noise. This isn't passive acceptance, it's fierce presence, the kind that stares down chaos and says, I see you, do your worst, I'll still find my breath. Freedom was never something to attain. It's what remains when you stop grasping. So drop the rope. The war was never real. That lightness in your chest? That's not relief. It's you remembering who you were before the world convinced you to carry weights that weren't yours. From there, we uncovered the illusion of control, the false belief that we can shape every outcome, avoid every mistake, and protect ourselves from life's uncertainty. True freedom came in the surrender, in trusting the flow of life and realizing that the less you resist, the more peace you find. And finally, we stepped into the art of living openly. No more walls, no more hiding. Instead, an open heart, ready to love and be loved, to embrace life's moments with courage and authenticity. This is where joy lives, in the present, unfiltered and raw. So what's next? What do you do with all this knowledge? The answer is simple: practice. This isn't a one-time shift. It's a daily choice. Every moment, you have the opportunity to step back and observe, to release what doesn't serve you, to let go of control, and to open yourself to the infinite possibilities of life. Because freedom isn't a destination. It's not a finish line you cross or a prize you win. Freedom is a state of being. It's choosing again and again to return to yourself, to trust yourself, to live fully and openly no matter what life brings. So as you leave this video, take one more deep breath. Feel the stillness within you, that unshakable part of you that nothing can disturb. Carry that with you. Let it guide you. And remember, you are free. Not because of what's happening around you, but because of what's happening within you. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now go and live the freedom that has always been yours.